Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Lousy Kids Podcast. My name is Dylan Perry, as always, your host. And sorry if I sound a little stuffy. I might have just had an allergy attack and almost died. But that's besides the point now. I have a returning cast for the third podcast in a row. I got Paul Silva to my left.
Hey.
And I got Michael Sanchez sitting across from me.
Hello.
And today I have never been more excited to record a podcast. And the reason is we're talking a whole lot of Star Wars. And if you know anything about me, I fucking love Star Wars.
If you know anything about Dylan, he used to have Yoda. Yoda painted on his wall growing up.
For the longest time.
Yeah, it was probably till like freshman year.
It was freshman year I got rid of it.
Freshman year, he finally got rid of Yoda, but it was up forever.
Dude,
What'd you replace it with?
Just a gray.
Just a gray wall with a Chelsea jersey.
Signed Chelsea jersey
Signed
by
Chelsea
a whole
jersey.
lot of players. But, so the new, at D23, Disney put on their whole show. And before we even really get into Star Wars, go over all the Marvel news that got announced was ridiculous.
My God.
Dude, so much stuff. And
Are they finally keeping Peter Parker as Peter Parker?
Nope.
no,
Oh, wow. Okay.
that's pretty much officially down the drain.
See, I thought Marvel came out with a thing that said that they like came to a new deal with Sony over it.
No, they tried. The Marvel went back to Sony because they wanted 50-50, and then they said we'll do 30-70. I think Sony came back and said 30-70.
Well,
Indeed.
to be fair, the original was 90-10. So, like...
Wait, for
to,
who?
To Sony. 90 to Sony. But you also have to
Sheesh.
remember, Marvel owns all of the merchandise still for Spider-Man.
Yeah, but even then, like,
So,
come on.
yeah. But they were splitting the cost, so it wasn't like... that was the
Okay.
revenue of it.
Why doesn't
Okay.
Marvel just buy it back from Sony? How much is Sony?
Well,
I mean, is
for
there
that,
a contract under
for that
Well,
to
see,
happen,
the contract... Back in the 90s, superhero, they were like going post-silver, like the post-silver age where it was like flourishing. And Marvel was going bankrupt, so they sold off a bunch of pieces, which was X-Men.
So, have they
And
ever tried to
Spider-Man.
like go back and reacquire Spider-Man?
Well,
or
that's
X-Men?
that's Sony's probably most
profitable.
profitable thing they have.
Dang.
It's something they can always reboot.
That sucks for Marvel. They
Before we
really
actually
sold
get into
out.
that, no, what would be so sick? Hear me out on this. Hear me out on this.
Okay, listening.
They keep Into the Spider because Into the Spider-Verse is Sony. That was all Sony.
Yeah.
Okay.
You total huge theory or like idea. Bring Tom Holland back as Spider-Man, but work the live action Into the Spider-Verse shit, and bring back Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire,
So, hang on.
and make like a Into the Spider-Verse movie, like a live action one. Because you could keep it in the same universe technically,
Of course.
but it'd bring an excuse to bring back Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, and that'd be fan service to the max.
Do you think
and
that,
then
I
launch
don't
you.
think they could afford that. I don't think they do
Dude,
it.
Tobey Maguire isn't doing Jack Squizzle now.
No, he's only made, like, one movie.
Yeah, but he also doesn't
And it was
look
about
like
chess.
Spider-Man anymore. So would he be the out-of-shape Spider-Man?
Dude,
from Into
Have
the
you seen Into the
Spider-Verse?
Spider-Verse?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw it. Me and Michael saw it together.
With the old-ass dude? I
Yeah,
think
would
it'll
he
work.
be Tobey Maguire? Or, like, it would
Dude,
have
imagine
to
a
be,
live
right?
action,
And then-
Black North Spider-Man,
Oh, man.
or Black North. That was Bowie's, but the North Spider-Man.
It's going to be like that Jimmy...
Sometimes I let cigarettes burn to the fingertips just so I can feel pain.
It's going to be like that... it's going to be like that Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents
Yeah.
crossover.
I just,
But,
I
like,
just think
for the
that'd be
new
sick.
generation.
Yeah.
I just think that'd be so sick if they pulled that off.
Hang on, another tangent. Is there anything going on right now with, like, cartoons? Like, is there any cartoons that were as big as the ones we had growing up?
There's
no.
apparently a super good one with Tom Holland. They should put Tom Holland and Chris Pratt are doing this new one. It's supposed to be like a
Is it, like, superhero thing?
No, it's just like a kids movie. Not a kids movie, but like
It's a kid's show?
kids movie-ish.
What's it on? Or what's it,
I don't
who's it
remember.
made? Oh.
Probably-
I
Probably
so-
Disney.
No, yeah, it's Disney animation.
Yeah,
They
Disney.
They showed the footage at D23, but
Did you
Oh,
see
yeah.
that tweet Disney put out? Or was it Disney or Marvel? I'm not sure. But they were like, hey, something, shout out to, like, another, I think it was, like, Pixar. And Pixar was like, shout out to, like, Marvel. And Marvel was like, shout out to everybody. And then all the companies just, like, that Disney owns got
Yeah.
together and just started replying.
So half of the fucking
yeah,
film
it
industry.
was so many, like, entertainment industries all coming together.
I think the only way that Disney can acquire Spider-Man again is if they buy Marvel.
Disney already owns Marvel. You
Well,
did
not Marvel, Sony. If
Yeah,
they
that-
buy
that-
Sony.
No, I don't think that would. I don't
never
think that would
happen.
be allowed to happen.
Our government would never let it happen.
No.
That'd be too
If
close
Disney
to
went and
monopoly.
purchased
Monopolizing.
Sony.
Yeah. that'd
What
be
if
too
they
much
purchased
monopoly.
Sony's production power? They're like, oh no, we just want to use their like TVs and stuff and own that profit. Not
Well, that's
like,
basically what they did to Fox. Just bought their film library.
Wait, Disney bought Fox's film library?
You didn't know that?
No, I knew they had some sort of deal with Fox going on.
No,
I didn't know it
Disney
was
is
their film
now
library.
not the sports and stuff branch, but their entire film catalog and everything
Oh.
belongs to them.
So they just purchased
So
like
that's
a
what
little
makes
piece
the
of
new
the
Disney
company.
streaming service so competitive. Is because now they have Fox movies and all the Disney movies.
So anything that Fox produces with
So that's why X-Men and Fantastic Four are now part of, and Deadpool are now part of Disney.
Thank God.
Deadpool.
I
Are
saw
they gonna
this-
make a third Deadpool?
I think so.
They're figuring it out right now.
I don't
figuring
know
it
if
out.
Disney wants that in their hands.
Just because it's rated R and stuff.
They got to
so-
show a titty.
Well,
in
because the
next
whole
one
thing
for
you
sure.
you could literally just put Fox Spotlight
Yeah.
as the logo, as the intro and
Yeah,
keep
but
it there.
Who owned Deadpool prior?
Fox.
Oh, okay.
Those are Fox.
No, I'm saying more so. Does Disney want that kind of movie under their belt?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You literally could just put Fox instead of Disney.
Well, they're not gonna just not claim ownership.
The whole Disney Castle thing right before it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if they're
literally
gonna
they
do
can do
that.
that.
And maybe it'd be like a dark version. I think they've done a dark version. I don't know. It'd be funny.
I don't know, but let's get into the chunky stuff right here.
I mean, now
big
Disney
juice here.
also owns a huge franchise coming in with Star Wars.
So one big thing before we get to the trailer, well, not trailer, the footage, I should say. Ewan McGregor comes out, and Kathleen Kennedy, the chick that's been running all this, was like, "Hey, are you playing Obi-Wan again?" And he's like, "Yes."
Yes.
So that Obi-Wan series. Oh my god! I'm
is
so
it
pumped
is
for
it
that.
for a series?
Yeah, 8 episodes. It looks like.
Is it? Oh, is it? I feel like it's going to be kind of similar to Black Mirror, only in the fact that they did like those really long episodes, like hour-and-a-half episodes sometimes.
I think they're gonna just do hour episodes and just make it like an 8-hour movie, which would be.
True.
I'm not gonna complain. Shit.
And
more
it's going to be
Obi-Wan.
dropped on Disney streaming service.
Yeah, Disney streaming service. Which also the Mandalorian, which trailer was fire. and all
Oh,
that.
I heard about that. Actually, one of the guys I work with for Bria was like all happy about it. He's like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait till that comes out." I was like, I didn't even know
It's
that
gonna
was
be so
coming
good.
out.
Second season's already greenlit, and they haven't even released first season, so that's chill.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, no, honestly.
Wait, they're already making a second season for that?
It's already they're already writing it.
So we're gonna get like 16 episodes?
Well, no, you're gonna get season 1, and then season 2 just.
Well, yeah,
just
season
soon.
1's 8, and they already greenlit season 2.
Well, that's for Mandalorian.
Oh,
They
either way, we're getting more Star Wars content.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not mad about it.
so, but long story short, cut to the chase.
So
Ray,
yeah,
Dark Side Ray? Question mark.
Dark Side C3PO. Confirmed Dark Side
I don't-
C3PO.
I got a more realistic theory, and I got a bold theory.
All right, well, let's
for
hear
it.
the bold theory first.
Bold theory, right? This can go two ways.
All right, shoot it.
Overall, I think that's a clone.
You think they cloned Rey?
Yeah.
Wait, hang on.
So I think
You think they've been
Palpatine-
cloning Reys?
Palpatine has been collecting DNA from everybody, and like the
So
reason he's been
pulling
searching
you
for
don't
all
watch
the
Dragon
Sith,
Ball Z.
for all the Sith, he's been searching for all the Sith holocrons, which that's why she'd be a Jakku, because the Sith temple.
Yeah,
there's
it
a
is
Sith
on
temple
Jakku.
under Jakku, which could be where the Emperor's been hiding out this whole time.
But
Either
is it the
a-
Emperor or like the spirit of the Emperor?
I think it's a empire. The Emperor cloned himself.
Oh my god! So the episode 9 is based entirely on cloning. Who else is getting
Dude,
cloned? Is
I-
Obi-Wan getting cloned?
Or he
Obi-Wan confirmed he's a clone.
or he's a Force ghost that he
has so much power that
That
he
he
can
planned-
conjure himself.
that he would just wanted to create the strongest Sith, and that's why it makes sense. Because remember in the Last Jedi, when she's in that cave where the darkness was, and all she saw was herself
Mm-hmm.
1,000 times.
Oh.
And then we explain why she's so good at fighting right off the bat.
What if? Oh, there's so many circles that we're all just tying in. So like Finn, he works for all the stormtroopers. They all look like clones,
Yeah.
and like
they stopped cloning.
Yeah, they stopped cloning, but like they all are just the same thing. And he finally breaks away from all of them, all the stormtroopers, and he becomes a different one. And now we have Rey, who turns out to be a clone, and she's just one in like maybe 1,000 other Reys.
But I think that.
You know what other storyline this follows would be the video game Force Unleashed, because that guy, the main character, is a clone.
Yeah, and then you can make the argument, because you got to think big picture here, because it's the last movie. It also explains Anakin. If
Is Anakin a clone?
Anakin, because remember, he doesn't have a dad. He just has his mom.
Oh, well, he could be. Well, this would be so many. I feel like it'd be a scapegoat if they just blamed all of it on cloning. Anakin's a clone, Rey's a clone.
What I personally think is that that's a Rey clone, but it's a clone of Rey, just like the Emperor's dark side clone of Rey.
Are they doing a Logan thing kind of too? Like, are you saying that
yeah,
they made like a better version of Rey? Oh, you know what
or
else?
just a Rey that's on the dark side.
Like what other show commonly uses this? Not commonly, but it has.
What?
Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z clone Cell. Cell is a perfect clone. He took everyone's DNA, Frieza's DNA, Goku's DNA, I think Gohan's DNA, Piccolo's DNA, so he can like regrow his limbs and do all of their attack moves, but he's like his own guy.
So
now we have Rey.
And another thing, in the Force Awakens, there was actually a deleted scene where you saw Luke's hand floating like in space. Mm-hmm. So imagine that's.
They saved his arm and.
Well, because that's how they got the lightsaber, obviously.
True, yeah. Well,
but
I doubt that they would be like, that's just someone's random arm thrown.
That's my big theory, because that's my bold theory, because you got to think, why the hell is the Emperor back? And J.J. Abrams is probably thinking, how do I tie this together satisfyingly?
How many hours do you think that guy spends trying to think out his movie plots?
And Paul, now is a great time. What was your question?
So I proposed a question at the beginning of this podcast for them to think about over the time. But so there's been a lot of Star Wars movies. This is going to be the 9th one, right? Yeah?
Yeah. Ninth in the series. And
11th, really.
Yeah, I suppose if you want to
count
Rogue One and Solo and throw them in there.
So there's only so long you could play this out without it getting bad. Do you guys think it's starting to get worse?
Think of it the same argument with any of the Avengers films. It started in 2007, carried on 12 years, and actually they're still going, but 12 years strong. Is it 2007 when the Hulk first came out?
When was the first Star Wars?
Okay.
But you also got to think
that's
not consistent.
They were drug out like over many years. Like Episode 3 came out in 2005, 2004.
Yeah, 2005, I think.
So the next movie after that was Force Awakens. 2015, 14. 10 years later.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So maybe now we're starting off with the first 3 movies,
16.
or the first 5, because they've
16,
released
actually.
2 other ones in the meantime. So the first 5 movies of a series of a universe. They're building the universe. It's built. And now this is like the first phase, I would say, until they go into, now they're breaking up in series.
That's the big thing. It's the Game of Thrones showrunners have a not a prequel. I don't want to code it a prequel.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be when the Jedi were had armies. That's the big rumor, because they already have a confirmed old thing, and they're thinking that's the Old Republic type.
That would
frame.
Be amazing. So
my pitch for that. You end it all with Darth Bane slate. I don't know. This is going way deep for you.
With Darth Bane.
Darth Bane, because remember,
villain.
Bane's the one that said the rule of 2.
Yeah, so he
has his whole army, and you end it with just him
right there.
Just slicing everyone down. Oh, that'd be
okay,
sweet.
So let me give you some background really quick. So Dylan said Knights of the Old Republic. That'd be 2,000 years before Episode 1, which came out in 2000?
99.
99. So that's the one that we grew up with. Episode 1 came out in 99.
Yeah.
Then we had Episode 2 in 2002 or something like that.
It came out every other year.
And then we had Episode 3 in 2005. Those are the ones that we first got. So and then you probably went back.
Yeah, it's probably 2,000 years before all that happened.
Yeah, and then after that, in the timeline, it goes Old Republic, then Episode 1, 2, 3. Then it would go into Episode 4, 5, 6, which is like New Hope, Jedi, or Empire Strikes Back, and then Revenge of the Sith.
Those came out in the 80s.
Return of the Sith? Sorry.
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Oh my god, third time's
Lord.
a charm.
And then Episode 7, 8, 9.
Of course.
And then the mini films kind of thrown in between.
Yeah.
But so they're gonna bring like a prequel, because they already came out with the prequel.
It's like a super prequel, but like,
have you seen The Hobbit?
The reason they've seemed so,
oh man,
because like, The Last Jedi, they gave, oh my god, Ryan Johnson? Yeah, Ryan Johnson.
In Last Jedi, yeah, it was
Ryan Johnson. They gave him so much freedom. They were like, kind of just make your own movie, and at that, he also has a whole trilogy coming out. But you could tell they gave him way too much freedom to build stuff. And it was just a shit show.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a shit show. I think some of my favorite Star Wars moments come from that movie. Because I think there's a shit ton of good moments in it. But overall, it's kind of a weird thing. And Solo, that was just a production shit show. Like, behind the scenes, like...
Exactly.
Lord and Miller, who did Into the Spider-Verse. They were originally directing that, left halfway through.
Oh wow!
Ron Howard came in to put it back together. They had two different.
Ron Howard.
They had two different visions.
He was their scapegoat to make the movie good again.
But
so
like you made that comparison to Marvel, where it's just like 2008 when the first Iron Man came out, but they also have thousands of comic books to base it after.
True, but they have.
Whereas George Lucas.
That's the good thing. Now that they're expanding,
the cool thing
is they have the books.
The
for
expanded
Star Wars
universe, So
I have two fat books in my bed about Darth Maul before Episode 1.
Yeah, and like Palpatine and how the Sith started
out. The thing about these books is that they're canon. Like, this is like, canon's the term. Like, this is part of like the storyline.
It's part of the storyline.
Yeah.
So like, when I'm reading that Darth Maul book, it is what actually happened in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
So it's like they have so much to go off of. You have no idea.
They have any of that, as well as there's also expanded universe made by fans. That's actually really, really, really good.
Stupid.
And
Stupid,
there's a lot I think there's a lot of good information and like ideas, but I feel like since they've come up with so many good ideas already, they've kind of like put the directors and the writers in their own thing and like, hey, maybe you can't steal these ideas because they're already out there, but you have like crazy ideas of what you can base the next films off of, even if it's set in like Old Republic.
The big thing, because this is supposed to be like the whole Skywalker saga, so they're not basing this off. I mean, there are like fan stuff, but like Daisy Ridley's character Rey. I said Daisy. Oh, I love her, but but like those are all characters they made up. So now they're just trying to finish their storyline.
Okay.
And I just think with The Last Jedi, there was too much of a disconnect between. There was like J.J. Abrams made his own film, and then Ryan Johnson's making his own film. With like apparently J.J. Abrams was pretty pissed off because he kind of like the Knights of Ren
that played idea.
Like in Episode 7. Knights of Ren were like you saw them a shit ton in it, not a shit ton, but like
and they
seemed to be a big part.
Yeah,
and then totally got left behind in Episode 8. So it's like
I feel like Episode 8 was just like, let's make a Star Wars movie and just put a bunch of information in it. We're not going to touch on everything, but this is going to lead us perfectly in Episode 9. And given it was a huge success, it worked out perfectly. If that was their plan, they pulled it off perfectly.
But I mean, there was like,
and now there's like a really open way you can end Episode 9.
But see, that's my biggest worry about Episode 9. I know J.J. Abrams is going straight for fan service on this one. Like I know that for a fact. But I feel like Episode 8 left it hard to conclude it in a movie. You know what I mean? Like I feel like
because you had to write in
like
how
he left the door too far open. Now J.J. Abrams has to like slam it shut, and I feel like it's just gonna like with that whole Rey thing. I'm so worried that it's just gonna be rushed.
Well, the whole thing's probably gonna feel rushed because there is a lot to close off.
My honest, that was like my bold prediction. My actual prediction is that it's just the vision.
So for the first series of Star Wars movies that we know, Episodes 1 through 3, what was their goal for those first 3 movies? Was that to set up?
It was to set up
Darth
Vader, the fall of Darth Vader,
and kind of just put a background to Jedi.
Yeah, it was. the main story was supposed to be the fall of Anakin into Darth Vader,
And that was supposed to set up
he wanted to show like what the Jedi were like in their prime. So that's why it was so over the top in the fighting.
And so that if you take that whole plot, it does time perfectly as like the precursor to episode 4 through 6, because that's that whole thing's focused on the Jedi are coming back, and now let's defeat the evil, and the Skywalker whole thing will come full circle because we set him up with episodes 1 through 3. Now his son comes back and redeems the family. And then what's the purpose of episode 7 through 9?
That's I think but
what are we setting up?
But like dude, if they do the fall of like if they do a switch like Rey falls to the dark side because of Palpatine and then Kylo coming back to save her and they do like a switch, it's just like I feel like it's too rushed. Like it's hinted at a little bit, but
I feel like that would be
it's too rushed.
The safest way to end it.
But like it brings us this because Kylo has to turn good. Like Disney's just gonna bitch out and turn him good. It's gonna happen.
But does it have to be that way that they end the film? Like, are they gonna set up? Now Rey has turned. The Skywalker timeline stayed clear because
if Rey turns the dark side and dies, I'm crying.
That might have to. Where'd you pull that out of?
Dude, if that happens, dude, I'm out. I love Rey.
Because that may have to be what they do. Maybe for some reason Rey has to be forced to go to the dark side so she can learn both. And in the process of doing so, her body just can't take it and she dies in episode 9.
See, and then another theory I saw online was
she becomes like a gray Jedi.
She's going to go to the dark side to pull Kylo back.
And gets caught up?
No, like goes full on just to prove that like you can still redeem yourself. Pulls him back, and then I saw 2 ways that she either ends up having to be killed because she can't go back, but her doing that forces like Kylo sees her fall into the dark and go insane, and he's like, "Wow, light side's not looking too bad."
So
the movement Dylan just did with his hands on his stomach was amazing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, but what characters did we tie up already? So, episodes 7 through 9. So far, we have 7 and 8.
Finn.
We got to tie up Finn's storyline, which
I think
is big.
Think Finn's one you got to tie up. I feel like Poe, you can just like he's taking
just get him married.
No, he's
just the 2 of them.
I think Poe. I think just have Poe like be the leader of the new rebellion, like the top one of the military.
Yeah,
leaders.
they can write his
just
story.
promote him to be like top general.
Like
whatever.
he was the best pilot, and now he's the fleet leader.
Yeah,
for everybody.
He's our leader.
And then what Finn's storyline is what? He lives a happily ever after with Rose.
No, oh my god, dude!
I think they have to.
I feel so bad for that
now.
Actress, dude. She got bullied off the internet.
Really?
Oh, it was so bad.
Yeah, they did not like her storyline. They deleted episode 8.
She had to delete all of her social media. She was getting attacked.
Because
like, bro, Star Wars has ruined just as many lives as it's created, dude. Like the guy that played Anakin in the episode 1, got ruined his whole childhood. Like fell into addiction and like had to go to therapy.
Christensen?
No, not Hayden Christensen.
Not Hayden Christensen.
The dude that played the kid.
The child from episode 1.
Ruined his entire childhood because he got bullied so much from people.
Yeah, if you fuck up in Star Wars, you're fucked.
Yeah, which is stupid. Like, if someone says, "Hey, take this role in a Star Wars movie,"
you're gonna
take it. It's not like she did a bad acting job. She just got wrote into shit. It's not her fault.
Think of like fucking up the number one thing that you want to do.
The most passionate fan base in the world.
On the biggest stage.
Yeah.
So the thing you love doing, you love being an actor. You're a young actor, and you come out and you don't even fuck up a role. You're just in a shitty movie, a movie that you didn't have any say in how it goes. And
you got offered probably millions of dollars to be in of the most loved franchise in the world.
Yeah, you're gonna
take it no matter the role, dude.
And then if you fuck up or if you don't perform as well as you could have or should have, you're fucked. You're pretty much done.
Yeah.
Like she got bullied, but. Now she's a millionaire, so
no, it's a boy.
That works out pretty well.
Yeah, it's a young man, and I think he got addicted to some substances. Not entirely sure, but
who knows that kid's story?
That poor guy, and then Hayden Christensen after episode 3.
I think you have Hayden Christensen do a Force Ghost. I think you do it. I think you
should. But even his character, like, a lot of people had problems with how they portrayed Anakin and how they turned him into Darth Vader, and they were like, his acting's over the top in episode 3, his acting's over the top in episode 2. He was like, I'm just doing what the director had me do.
No, that's what George
Exactly.
George Lucas, that was the dialogue you read. Like, Ewan McGregor, for the shitty dialogue he's given,
That man's a goddamn actor.
kills it.
Yeah, always. But what I'm saying
I
is,
saw
like,
him
these poor actors have so much
killing
pressure on them.
younglings.
Killing younglings. I don't like sin.
It's coarse and rough,
That sounded like John Lennon.
and it gets everywhere.
I don't like sin.
Oh my god.
Coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere.
Oh boy.
It's coarse and rough, and it just gets everywhere. That's so cringe,
Is that
dude.
episode 1?
That's episode 2. When him and,
Episode 2.
Padme go away.
Padme's like, there's a lot on your
Natalie
mind.
Portman, I love her. She's so great. Everything
yeah,
she's
Natalie
good
Portman's a good actor.
at. Everything. In Annihilation, she's so good.
Annihilation.
That's the movie with the shimmer.
Oh,
That
I
was-
thought that movie looked a lot like The Arrival, the one with the big, like, cigar-shaped
Similar
spaceship.
concept, but
I thought that was, like,
totally
the same
different
movie.
execution.
That movie was good. You see
Oh
Arrival?
my god, that movie changed my. That was like that movie
Wait,
where
Annihilation or Arrival?
Arrival.
Arrival
That
was
was a
good.
movie like you watch it and you're just like,
Captivated.
oh my, that it's all you could talk about for like a week.
Yeah.
That was
it's-
also me with Annihilation. I wrote my final in English this summer on Annihilation.
That's funny.
It was so good.
I thought Arrival
Open-ended.
was really good because it's like an alien movie plot that hasn't been explored at all. And
That's what Annihilation is.
I
Too.
feel like
But
Annihil-
Arrival's done way better. I just want to.
I was gonna say, I feel like Annihilation's just like, aliens, big shimmery thing. Let's
No,
go in there and
there's-
figure shit out.
One alien, and you see it at the very end of the movie, and it is freaky.
Is it like a big like?
No, it's like, imagine like,
it's like an engineer from Prometheus, like those like
No,
7
I
foot
can't
tall
even
dudes.
like describe it. Imagine just like a metal figure,
like the destroyer
like
from
a Terminator,
Avengers?
like the first Terminator with the police guy,
Uh-huh.
and how he
Like
looked
the
with
liquid dude?
Yeah, liquid dude, but like all rainbow colored-y, and didn't attack. It just like
Is it like an
mirrored-
omniscient being?
it like mirrored the person,
Oh,
and mirrored
shit.
Natalie Portman, and then like would hit her every now and then, and it like
She
it's
couldn't
so-
do anything to it either.
No, but like it's not like, oh, we're aliens, we're here to invade. It's like a total shift on that. It's really good.
Dude, aliens, man.
Yeah, but
Dylan's greatest fear is aliens.
my greatest fear.
What's your greatest fear, Dylan? Let's get deep.
If you listen to the podcast, you know I don't believe aliens have contacted Earth. So
What?
yeah,
Ever? Really?
I don't believe
Do you think
another.
they're-
I don't believe. The only way I'll believe that is if there's a multiverse. That's the only way I'll believe it.
Do you think that in the future they will contact Earth?
No.
Really?
Why? Why do you think they won't?
Okay.
Do you
well,
think there are aliens?
We're gonna go back in on that question. All
Let's
right.
get into some alien
So
business.
since these guys didn't watch the fucking alien podcast because they're traitors, but yeah. So
Sorry.
I don't think aliens have contacted Earth at all.
Ever. You
Ever.
don't think they touched some ancient Egyptians or went over the Maya
No.
and poked around a little bit?
No.
Maybe spread their news. Hey, build a pyramid here. Hey, build a pyramid here.
So this is not this first part is what Kyle was talking to me about, and one of his professors told him,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe it wholesome.
Go on.
How the chances of us even being alive are ridiculous.
Of course.
Everything that had to happen, even to create any sort of life, to branch into dinosaurs, for those dinosaurs to all get killed by a huge meteor
And then it happened again.
and somehow come back and we all get created. The chances of that happening, minuscule. And you can be like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. Universe is infinite. But yeah, so I'll bite on
See,
that.
The chances are minuscule, but it happened.
Yeah, it
You
happened.
know?
So if you duplicate and replicate it multiple times, infinite times, it's bound to happen again sometime.
Yeah.
course.
And
But to
okay.
get us. But you say it created. We've seen one other planet that can contain Earth that doesn't have life on it. Like our type of life that we can see. So you're telling me they can reach us somehow. They'd
So-
have to
What
break.
okay,
you'd
let
have
me-
you'd
let
have
me-
to break time.
Let me get into this. So,
No,
what
we
I
have seen, like, our
think's
entire
what I
universe,
think's going on. Look at humans. We've only been around like a percentage of the Earth's history, and we've already like changed the Earth way beyond fixing it. And I mean, if eventually we do fix it, good on us. But what I'm saying is, what if there was somewhere deep in the solar system, in the galaxy, in the universe? It'd probably have to be from our galaxy, but just somewhere far away.
I said universe.
That was
Galaxy.
left-
I just want to clarify.
Somewhere
That was
far, far
left
away.
entirely untouched for 1 billion years. Let's say, like, not even 1 billion. Let's say as long as the dinosaurs reigned. So 100 million years, 300 million years. I know there was eras of dinosaurs and there was
whatever.
extinctions
Yada,
and
yada, yada.
whatnot. But the longest reign, let's say even 80 million years. If there was a civilization that was left 80 million years and they were smart enough not to kill their planet,
That's what you'd have to incorporate. That
Okay,
they haven't
yeah, you
killed
would have to-
they haven't killed themselves yet.
but if the universe is so expansive and so infinite, this would have happened. This would have happened many times.
Number one, I don't buy that.
Okay.
And number two,
But what I'm
To-
basing this off of is that the fact that the universe is infinite. If
Yeah.
it's a fact, if it's still not entirely proven, because it's not entirely proven, the most likely case is it's constantly expanding and creating new universes, creating new galaxies, creating new stars, and planets can go around those stars, and maybe some of them are capable of supporting life. Most likely, some are. And what I'm saying is maybe we're just a fresh civilization in the play field here, and we don't even know what's going on above us. What if there's many planets and they've come together and be like, hey, let's
some
spy on this.
Futurama shit.
Yeah, no, kind of. So let's just say there is somewhere deep in the universe like a congregation of alien cultures that have come together and be like, all right, we know what we're doing because we all
You realize
got
how far fetched that is,
interstellar space. Yeah, it's entirely far fetched, but
dude. And then so say there is one,
and they're
deep-
just spying on us. They're just watching
Dude,
us and seeing
they'd
what we're
have
doing.
to get here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They'd have to.
that's the thing that
They
they would
literally
have
have
to
to
do.
reproduce on a ship, or literally find out how to find a wormhole through time and plop to us, and that would have had to been a calculated plop out.
Yeah, they got to be smart to get to space, and they got to be smart going through space.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
It doesn't have to be a calculated plop out. It could just be a random ass thing that happens.
Yeah, let's talk about string theory here and microphysics and just small like things that can interchange. Quantum mechanics. There we go.
Okay.
Quantum mechanics can say anything can happen at any point for any reason at all.
Exactly.
And that's just quantum mechanics. Right now,
Dude.
you could light on fire and be spontaneously combustible, and that's just quantum mechanics. That's how things work.
I don't
It's
think that's
not
how it works.
proven. But what I'm saying is there's so many possibilities that imagine if we were left 1 million years to not worry about our planet dying or where we're going to get our food or overpopulation. If they were able to figure all of that out, if they were, just whoever this is, whatever alien civilization, and they were just built and they were just focused on building around space and expanding their culture like any like species would.
Uh-huh.
If they all came together and focused on it, I think that they could figure it out. If all of their schools were based around the survival of their species.
And
And
so
they start
you're saying
branching
all
out?
these different planets come together.
No, I'm not saying all these planets. I'm saying one planet has spread out so much. Like, imagine if we invaded our solar system and just
Yes.
wherever we could live, we do. And from there, we're just, all right, we'll harness whatever energy we can from the sun and use that to build these giant plants to build some space stuff, you know?
But like, just imagine how much we've progressed in just 200 years.
Yeah, 200, we're in
200 years.
space. Imagine 1,000. Imagine
Dude.
10,000.
The chances of even all of this even happening is ridiculous. Chances that they haven't killed themselves or sent themselves back a shit ton with nukes is absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that they literally have to find a wormhole through time or send one big ass ship repopulating on it, but at that point we would know they're there.
Okay, what if so our brains are very our brains are very powerful, correct?
I don't think.
Yeah.
that way.
We can all agree on that. And human power
us.
has been able to get us to space in 200 years of even thinking about it. I mean, we've been thinking about it forever, but actually putting it into place from when did we even decide we wanted to go into space? In the 50s? Before that, in the 20s and the 30s?
69.
That's when we started trying to fly into space and send even missiles into space, like ballistic missiles were touching the edge of space.
Yeah.
The Blackbird was going through, like, pretty much our orbit. This is a short amount of time that we've already been able to push, like interstellar travel a little bit, even if it's not interstellar, if it's just the galaxy, we're just able to travel into space right now, and it's been so short. If a planet was so big and the species were so smart, like maybe they evolved differently. Maybe they're smarter than us, like how we are to animals. Like they have a higher intelligence. Maybe their brain's bigger. Maybe just the environment they live in has caused them to become smarter than an average human, which is very likely, I would say.
I don't know.
Maybe they've evolved past even reproduction. Maybe they've just figured out that they can take a cell and put it in a test tube and feed it properly and build a baby out of that, like a test tube baby. We do that now.
Exactly.
Maybe what if they have it already in place, automated school on a small spaceship, just strong enough and sturdy enough to shoot through the universe. And once it lands, these babies have grown up and they've been taught in only one environment that they know. And all the message that they're left is repopulate this planet. And they come here and they observe and they see what we have going on. They go, okay, maybe we can use these things. Maybe we can help them build their civilization. So once they are smart enough to start traveling out, we can come down and give them a push or a hand and see if we can rebuild a universe with them or something. That's just one possibility. Or maybe they're here to take over entirely and they're just waiting for the proper time for us to strike. Maybe they're waiting for us to blow ourselves up and they want to come down and take over. There's a lot of possibilities.
So they just know how to do it. They figured out a wormhole.
Not even a wormhole. Maybe they're smart enough to just
travel light years.
Yeah, travel light years. They've figured out a way to harness like gravity or energy or black holes to launch themselves through space close to the speed of light.
Exactly.
It's far-fetched, but if a civilization
even if you do that, you're telling me they do that and all they want to do is show up in the Phoenix Lights like, oh, hey, we're fucking with them now. We're fucking with them now.
Maybe they show up here and they're like, all right, we don't have a planet. That one looks pretty good. There's water.
They were already taken over.
Would they have?
Yeah.
Maybe
why would they
their
be sitting
plans
here
with us.
letting us destroy our planet?
Maybe their plans here with us. Maybe they're going, yeah, let them kill themselves, and then when they need somebody the most to come down and save their shit,
so they're just hovering.
I'll go play that role of that Jesus
right
guy.
Now.
Yeah. Maybe they are. Maybe they're not above us. Maybe they're somewhere hanging out by the sun. Maybe behind the sun. Maybe behind the moon.
Maybe on the sun.
Maybe on the sun. Who knows? Maybe a planet's just a projection, and we don't even realize it. What if the moon's a projection? The moon's a projection.
Everything you just said, I don't buy at all.
Yeah, well, I know. It's entirely.
So.
it's a very loose theory, and
maybe Pluto is their spaceship.
Yeah, Pluto's their spaceship.
Oh my God.
They cloned it.
They're big bummed that we downgraded their spaceship to a dwarf planet.
Pissed.
Dude, I honestly just think there's no fucking way.
What about, have you ever heard the theories that the Earth is hollow? Or that there are points in the Earth that are hollow? Because I think there was some sort of discovery that, like, there's water really deep under the crust.
Of course.
And, like, really deep. And there could be oceans of water under the crust. And there's just some points that are deeper than others.
They're space pirates.
No, they're they're like Journey from the Center of the Earth beings, you know?
Oh my God! You did not just bring Journey to the center.
we're going deep. Maybe there's a whole
Rock
ocean.
in that movie.
The Rock.
Yeah. I'm not believing a movie
No. It's the guy from.
The Rock's definitely in the second one.
It's the guy. No, you're thinking of Jumanji.
No, Journey 2. The Mysterious Island or whatever. The Rock that was the movie. He bounced the blueberries off his tits.
Wait, is there an island under the earth? Is that what's mysterious?
I don't remember. I just remember I saw it with Colby Balsano. That was a movie where it's like all 3D and they bounce it off his tits. Just like boom, boom.
Do you think let's just say there have been alien civilizations that have been around Earth.
Who was in this movie?
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser. That's who I was thinking of.
Josh Hutcherson.
Brendan Fraser is the guy I was thinking of. I remember he tore off his sleeves in that movie, didn't he? I was like, damn, Brendan Fraser going in today. He's harvesting diamonds.
Yeah, The Rock is in the second one. I'm not
fighting
tripping.
T-Rexes.
Yeah, it's definitely the movies where he bounced the blueberries or whatever off his tits.
What a great memory.
I just remember because it was super cringe because it was all in 3D. So it was just like, doink, it bounced right to you.
They're all CGI.
Catching them in your mouth.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the writers in that room? They're like, all right, now what's The Rock do? He's like, okay, It's a wild one here, but he's a big guy, right? What
We're
if
gonna
we-
make those muscles really
Yeah,
pop.
what if we really made him work and pop 2 fucking blueberries off his nipples? They're like, that's a good idea. We're writing that in this multi-million-dollar movie and putting it in here.
Of course.
I
It's
think
like-
the Rock has perfected being in just like the summer disaster film. I think he
Well,
just mastered that.
I don't think it's
Well, and
necessarily
somebody had to
summer
do it since
disaster,
Nick Cage isn't doing it anymore. Go on, though.
But it's just like
Nick Cage and then rip off Nicolas Cage. Fucking what's his name in 2012?
Oh,
It looks
John Cusack?
John Cusack.
Is it John Cusack?
Literally just a rip off.
I think he looks more like Charlie Sheen to me, but
No.
can you imagine them casting Charlie Sheen into like one of these roles as like a big action star?
that'd be
I want to see
mess.
Nicolas Cage and Charlie Sheen be in a movie together and see how that turns out.
And John Cusack. Fucking
Yeah,
throw the Three
just throw 'em
Stooges
all.
in there.
Not the base.
Yeah.
But dude, Nicolas Cage, his voice for the North Spider-Man and Into the Spider-Verse was so funny.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was so funny. Just
He
that,
was the
that-
older out of shape one, correct?
Yeah.
no, he was
Oh.
the black,
the black
and white one,
noir.
the noir one.
Oh,
like,
he was the noir one.
Sometimes that cigarette's burning my fingertips just to feel
Yeah,
pain.
he was the 50s,
Something
the
at
black
all.
and white guy. That
was
was
another
funny.
funny ass dialogue. Yet that was
That was a good
funny.
movie. That was a really good movie. We had high hopes and we came out satisfied.
Oh, we came out satisfied.
We were like, that was a good movie. Solid.
a
I'd
good
see
movie.
that again.
I was thinking about buying it on Blu-ray.
You should.
We bought it.
I should.
We bought it.
We bought it.
Paul and his dad bought it.
Good.
They order sales and have pizza dates. That's what me and my dad do.
That's what me and Dylan
Oh.
used to do. Damn, we haven't had a pizza date in a while. We should all get together and watch some movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just watch a movie and talk about it. Do whatever the fuck we want.
I'm down to go back and watch Sing Street. Watch some classics.
God.
I just bought a projector.
Paul has a projector. We're gonna have movie nights at Paul's house.
It quote unquote fell off the back of a truck.
From a man who owns a liquor store.
Oh. So they just gave it to you?
I bought it off, or I haggled.
He
Original
haggled
price
him.
was 50. I got it down for 22.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he haggled him. You know this man.
You love Sing Street.
I do love Sing
I
Street.
love Sing Street. Sing Street's in my top 5.
I
For
love
sure.
anything with music.
Have
in
you
it.
seen
And
Frank?
it's done so good.
It's done great.
Have either of you guys seen Frank? It was on Netflix.
I
think it's
have
on
seen
Hulu.
Frank.
Frank's a good movie.
That was a good
Michael
movie.
Fassbender's in that
Yes.
movie.
Dude, know what was a good music movie
What?
What?
that I watched not too long ago? Like a year ago? Whiplash.
Whiplash. Dylan, I've been telling you
Yeah, you
about
did.
Whiplash
You
for
did, but
years.
Everyone, the hype on that movie was ridiculous.
and
I watched it, and
it's
I was like,
warranted. It's so good.
Who's in it?
Oh shit. Miles.
Miles.
Is it Miles Teller?
Miles Teller and
Oh.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
That sounds good.
Dude,
Oh, it's intense.
have you seen the trailers for that?
No,
It's
I haven't.
intense.
Oh, Paul, you're in for a treat.
You gotta watch that.
No, okay.
It's intense. It's a watch.
That movie is like. That's a really good movie.
Yeah.
With good music in it?
Yeah, with good music and like wonderful scenes. Like you appreciate
Yeah.
like holy shit. And Miles Teller plays a lot of the drum parts because
Uh-huh.
he already knew how to play drums. And they come over and they're like, "Can you get even better?" And he's like, "I'll try." So what you're seeing is like this actor's taken this role so far and he does so well with it because you can see he's been practicing. Even if it's like an hour or two a day, like he spent hours practicing
Dude,
at least every
these
day.
actors like they go in.
Yeah, like I know it wasn't only an hour or two. Like this man was probably drumming like consistently for months
Yeah.
on end.
Always make $1 million.
Dude, I was watching this.
Yeah.
I was watching this video on YouTube, and it's the guy that trains a lot of Hollywood actors to get in shape.
Uh-huh.
And
Was it
all
on
night-
BuzzFeed?
On like these two, he does
Was
like
it the
2
Try
months.
Guys?
No, it was like it was like a 2-month program he does. Like he trained Tom Cruise for Edge of Tomorrow.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, it was. Who else? Bradley Cooper for American
Rocket
Soldier.
Raccoon.
American
Oh.
Soldier.
You just gotta get really small.
Dude, he got because like remember that scene where he's
Dude, he's yoked in American Soldier. He's
yeah, that's
so
what
fucking
he put on
big,
like
dude.
I think
I think he was
50
like he was
pounds.
like 250 pounds in that movie.
it was. I think he wanted to get to 2. I think, dude, if it was actually 250, but like he had to put on a shit ton of weight in like 2 months, and he got it all.
Dude, that movie.
That
is
scene
good.
where he's what you call it? It's just like what is this called?
just like
yeah, that's like the bar around you.
oh,
and
the
you-
hexagon, like the shrugs.
Yeah, well, like
Is he doing shrugs or is he
No.
doing deadlift?
deadlift, but like it's like the bar around you.
Is it a hexagon like
It's-
the
yeah.
bar?
And
he's
it's like
standing
a
inside?
shit ton of weight,
Yeah.
and his goal was to actually be able to do that. because there's a fuck ton of weight on
Yeah.
that thing.
Hell yeah.
So he didn't want to fake it. That was his goal. He wanted to be able to lift that in the movie.
I mean, he's a big dude too, isn't he? Like 6'3".
He's a taller dude, I think. But
Yeah, and I mean, if you have the means of putting that frame
Yeah.
on, like he's.
and he also did Brie Larson for Captain America, but that movie sucked dick.
Yeah.
I didn't even see it. I just saw like
You didn't see
I
Captain
saw
America?
no
Captain Marvel. I didn't see
Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
I didn't see it, but I
need to
saw
catch
I
up
saw
on
like
the Marvels.
I saw not the whole movie, but like a bunch of clips of the movie, and I was like, dude, I'm so happy I didn't see this.
It wasn't bad.
Paul, you're the type of guy that likes every Marvel movie that comes
I
out.
do like every Marvel movie, but
Yeah.
it wasn't bad. Only because it ties in some stuff.
I don't really remember Marvel movies that I don't like.
Exactly.
Iron Man 2.
I didn't like
Iron Man 3.
No, I liked Iron Man 2. I didn't like Iron Man 3. I mean,
Iron Man 2,
I'll
Iron
watch
Man 3,
it, but like it
Thor
wasn't that
1,
good.
Thor the
Thor
Dark World.
1 was good.
No.
Dark World was not good. I'll
Dark
agree on
World was
that.
not good. What other ones are there? Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was good.
Guardians of the Galaxy, they both have been really nice.
Yeah. Good
The
soundtrack.
first Hulk
Thor
movie-
Ragnarok was really good.
Yeah,
That was
first
really
Hulk
good.
movie is kind of throwawayable. I honestly don't
Yeah, it's
like. I
throwawayable,
don't like the
but-
first Captain America at all.
I like the
didn't see
first
the
Captain
second one.
America. The Winter
The
Soldier's
Winter
bad.
Soldier's good.
No, I thought that was bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was, and then
Iron
Civil-
Man 3 is
Civil
oh, no,
War
wait.
is a terrible. Is a bad movie disguised with awesome fighting.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was watching that movie and I was so uninterested. Just didn't have it. I thought.
Yeah,
I think Infinity War is the best movie
I
they've
think
ever
Civil
made.
War was lacking a little bit. I will say that. Because, like, the fight scene at the end, it's long, but, like...
It's good. It's good, but I feel like
It
I
could
just
definitely
I
have
didn't
been
buy the
longer.
rest of it.
It was cool watching all of them fight against each other.
That's what I'm saying. It's
And
a
then
bad
all of
movie
them-
just covered up by awesome fight scene.
But then
Yeah.
after that, it's all of them fighting together
Yeah, that's
for
weird.
Infinity War. Or Endgame.
Well, they're fighting together, but like separate. Which I think Infinity War is the best movie they've ever done.
Yeah.
So that's just my take.
Oh, well, we started with aliens and we
We
finished
somehow
up
come
on
back
Marvel.
to movies all the time.
Back to Marvel.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Marvel movie?
My favorite, either Iron Man, the first Iron Man, or Thor Ragnarok is really good. Favorite, though.
I'm talking MCU, not Marvel, because if we're talking Marvel, I got a different pick.
Okay, favorite MCU movie, Doctor Strange.
Mine's Infinity War.
I'll watch the shit out of Doctor Strange.
I really
Yeah, Paul, you're gonna say Ragnarok?
No, I'm saying Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange?
It's definitely my favorite.
I really enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Yeah, same.
But
I think
loved the
Infinity War-
soundtrack. I loved everything about
If I
it.
change it to all Marvel movies, does that change your pick? Changes mine.
What's
Hang
yours,
on.
Dylan?
Yeah, what's yours?
Logan, baby.
Oh, Logan.
I was never into the X-Men.
Dude, have you
was
seen
into
Logan?
X-Men. Yeah,
I
have
haven't
you
seen Logan. I think the only X-Men movie I've ever seen was Apocalypse, and that was
Logan's kind of, I mean, it's definitely more mature and developed,
Uh-huh.
but like it's good. It's good Wolverine action. It's him.
One of the
rated
two
R.
movies I've cried in.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that. I wouldn't cry in it, but it was
Dude,
a damn good movie.
you gotta remember, Wolverine's been my guy. Him and Spider-Man were my two favorite superheroes forever.
I think my favorite superhero.
My
So you're
favorite's-
saying Spider-Man and Wolverine are your favorite superheroes?
They used to be.
Who's your favorite currently?
Wolverine,
He likes Green Arrow now. Wolverine.
Flash. I also really like Green Lantern. Batman's just like, I used to not like, I was a Batman fan, but like Batman just keeps growing on me. I'll probably say Flash though.
Who's making the argument that Batman versus Flash?
No, we were talking.
Remember, was that Noel that was saying
No.
Batman would beat Flash? Or is it you that's saying Batman would beat Flash?
Batman could
Yeah,
be Flash, but it depends. If it was just like if they're standing there and they go fight, Flash could just go back in time.
So
and
imagine,
kill
like,
him as a
they're in-
kid.
they're in, like, a
if
friend
we're gonna be
setting.
technical. They just kill him as a kid.
Imagine if, like, we're in a friend setting and, like, not Friends of the TV show. Oh, maybe it is.
Remember-
maybe it's like, hey,
remember
come
me,
over
you,
to
and
my house,
Mikey?
Batman.
What were me, you, and Mikey arguing about?
I think
Remember
I
at
think
John's house? It was Flash versus somebody.
Goku.
No, that was Brett.
Infinity. No, Flash is faster than Goku. We're
No,
like,
that was Brett, but it was
Brett was saying that Batman would beat Flash.
No, I think no.
Because I was like, Brett, he can run faster than light. Like,
No, it was me, you, and Mikey. Brett was talking about Goku. That was a different conversation.
yeah, okay. Well,
Me, you, Mikey, and Dom were yelling at each other.
no, I just remember yelling at Brett Infinity. Because he didn't understand what infinity meant. I was like, Brett.
Well, no, because he was saying Goku could beat Flash in a fight.
Yeah, and Brett was like, no, Goku could beat his ass. I was like, no, he can move faster than him. He's like, no, he's like, he can teleport. It's like, so can Flash. He can run back in time. He's so fast.
Instantly.
I was like, it's infinity, Brett. What don't you understand? He's like, no, Goku can beat him. I'm like, he can run till like when Goku was a baby and kill him. He was like, nah, I got him. I was like, you're just unchangeable.
Dude, I totally forgot the exact argument we were. It might have been the Batman Flash argument, but dude, we were at Josh's house for like an hour, yelling at each other, dude.
Really?
Just because I mean, that's what just infinity.
Yeah.
We were just oh man, it was so funny.
Mikey.
All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in. Michael, where can we find you?
You can find me on my Instagram at brotherguy_ or on Twitter at michaelsmanchos.
Paul, where can we find you?
At everything. At Paul Silva is not you. That's it.
I totally forgot to say like and subscribe at the beginning of the fucking podcast again. Damn it. But like, subscribe, go follow us, Lowsy Gets Podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and follow me at dperry99. And as always, Dylan Perry signing off. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys hopefully soon.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Late.